In our final example for Chapter 6, we're going to forecast through the use of the linear trend projection. So we're in section 6.4 and going to look at table 6.12. We are given a series of 10 weeks and their associated sales data. So what we want to do here is find the slope of the trend line, the slope and the intercept of the trend line. We can do that through use of our Excel functions. So we have B naught down here at the bottom. This is going to be our intercept. So equals intercept. And Excel asks us to select our known Y values. That's going to be our sales values. And our known X values, which are our weeks. And we can see that our slope, our y-intercept is 20.4. Now that's in terms of thousands, so that's where we cross the y-axis at 20.4 thousand. Now our next step is to calculate our slope. So this is the increase at each week. How much does our line increase? So equals slope. And again, we are asked for our known y's and our known x values. And our slope equals 1.1. Again, this is in terms of thousands. So now we want to go ahead and calculate our forecast. Our forecast is actually going to use the B naught and so our intercept and our slope information. So our forecast for our first week is going to be equal our B naught, which we want that to be an absolute cell reference, plus our slope. Again, we want this to be absolute, but our slope is multiplied by our time, our week. Remember, this is basically the y equals mx plus b equation. M is our slope, x is our week, and b is our y-intercept. Okay. So we can go ahead and drag this formula down. And then we want to calculate our forecast error, which we know our forecast error is simply our sales minus our forecast. And we can carry that down. Then we want our squared forecast error. So our forecast error squared. And we can go ahead and copy that down as well. Now our next step is going to be to calculate our mean squared error. And we know that we need the sum of our squared forecast errors. So total sum of all of these. Then we are going to use this information, go down here to our mean squared error, which is going to equal the sum of those divided by n minus k. Now in this example, our n is 10, but we didn't actually use any previous week's data because we used linear trend projection. So our k value is 0. So 10 minus 0. And we can see that our mean squared error is 3.07. Now we're also asked to find the forecast in weeks 11, 12, and 13. So again, we're going to use our slope and our y-intercept along with the week that we're in to calculate that. So again, equals our B naught value, our y-intercept, and remember that this is an absolute cell reference, plus our slope and that needs to be multiplied by our time. time we left as a relative cell reference so that we can go ahead and copy our formula down. And we can see that we have the forecasts for weeks 11, 12, and 13. Forecast for week 11 is 32.5, week 12 is 33.6, week 13 is 34.7. So again, in this example, we forecasted by using the linear trend projection.